So glad we're talking about it because I feel like when women support women, it's a cliche, but when women support women, the power in that is something else.
Since you brought this up, I must say, men support women more than women can support women.
Yeah, sadly.
Trust me when I say that. SIIMA, for us, like we say, is our baby. It's like giving birth every time. You know, it's a painful process, but you see the baby and then you're so excited and happy. There was this one incident where an actress she was a newbie. She's yet to enter the industry. And her career boomed. So the next time we actually approached her, the attitude of her mom or, the team or whatever totally changed.
One of my favorite things about working in the entertainment industry is that I'm constantly meeting people who inspire me. They don't pretend like it's easy and are keeping it real and somehow manage to push the boundary little by little. They all have this quality of resilience and grit, which is so empowering. It's all about daring, trying, rising and failing, and most importantly, playing by their own rule book. Because we all know, nobody made history by following the script. You have to write your own story, right? Well, I can say the same thing about my guest on Flip the Script with Shubra. She is someone who is so close to my heart and I absolutely love. She's also someone who doesn't chase the spotlight. It finds her quietly in the moments of excellence. You have seen the results of her hard work everywhere, from glamorous red carpet events to film rolling credits. But what you haven't seen is the grace and guts with which she keeps it all together behind the scenes. She navigates the chaos with calm and shifts pressure into purpose. And she does this with this admirable strength. I am so excited to have my dear friend, the beautiful Brinda Prasad on my show. Hi, Brinda.
Hi, Shubra. I'm so happy to be here today with you. And for me, so it's even more special because you've been somebody who's been so close to me, who's seen my journey up front.
Yeah.
To share this candid conversation with you, I'm really excited about
Oh my God, you've actually got me emotional looking at you like this on my show because Brinda and Vishnu have played such a big role in my life, in my career. So this means so much to me, so much to me.
Likewise.
Yeah, and it's also going to feel so awkward calling her Brinda because I lovingly call her my B and she calls me baby. So that's going to be the tough part. But other than that...
I think the only part that's going to take great effort today is that we're calling each other with our real names.
Yeah, I know. But I think we'll be okay.
Yes.
You look lovely to start off with.
Hearing that from you.
Thank you. I don't think too many people know that you have cinematic roots and that your grandmother came from a royal lineage, right? How was that like growing up with her and your relationship with her?
To talk about that, I think I'm very grateful and I've been very privileged to be born in a family with roots of aristocracy. My paternal grandmother, Rajarajeshwari Garu, she was the Jamindar of Kurvikulam and she was actually coronated at the age of 7 when her father passed away and I think she had to take care of 17 villages under her. And she was one of the kindest and the most graceful human being that I have known in my life. And to call myself her granddaughter is immensely, like I said, I'm very grateful. For me, growing up it didn't sink in till much later when we grew up actually, because when you're kids, you go to the village, you see all that euphoria of what happens when people come to see her in our hometown and things like that. For us, it was just that I knew she was somebody really important, but I didn't know what really it was till I was a little, much older than what I was. And she was the one who brought us up because my mom and dad were traveling a lot, taking care of our family businesses and properties in Vijayawada when we moved to Chennai.
Okay.
So I think till about the age of 13 or 14, it was always with her. Like it's so funny. We used to call my mom Mummy and we used to call my Nanama Amma.
Oh, how nice.
Because that's the kind of bond we shared. And all our basic value system and whatever we inculcated in true value as in our growing years was all fed by her. So I think the most important thing that she taught us was, to be grounded, And that's the most valuable thing I learned from her.
Wow.
And coming to my maternal grandfather, Mr. U. Vishweshwar Rao, he was a very renowned film producer and director. He won a couple of national awards and state awards, and he took a lot of big responsibilities in terms of the South Indian Film Chamber of Commerce. So he was a very well-known personality in the film industry back then. And for me, growing up in the industry was very real, because as kids, we grew up on film sets. There were a lot of shootings happening. There were a lot of prominent industry people who visited my grandfather's house. And it was very normal. It was not like, something very fancy for us. I think maybe because we grew up in that environment, it was a very normal environment. So it feels surreal now when I think of it that, we come with such strong backgrounds that actually frames us to be what we are when we grow up.
Right. Yeah. So nice. Not too many people know about that. In fact, I didn't know about that too. Like those little examples you've given me. And I think you get that boss babe nature from your grandmom.
I guess so, yes.
Yeah.
Women in our family are actually very strong, so.
I'm aware of that. And I love that. But also it's that strength with that humility and that groundedness I've seen, which is such a nice combination. And you get that in your personal life and in your professional life. And you've done that so beautifully.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So when we talk about royalty, is that something that you identify yourself with, or you feel like you've, grown out of it?
I think, for anybody, or more so for people who have come with a background like mine, royalty truly lies in the way how gracefully you conduct your life. As long as you're grounded, balanced, your approach is humility-based. I think that's what true royalty is, right?
That's so beautifully said. I actually love that. So nice, yeah. Because I just think, you can say you've grown out of it, but the way you'll have taken that best bits of it, you'll still have that in, because you can't completely separate yourself from that, but then kept the humility. And
I think also life, Shubra, has a beautiful way of teaching you how to navigate through it.
Yeah, we know about that, right?
Yeah. I think the best way to do it, the only way to do it is staying grounded.
Right.
There are no two ways about it.
Yeah, I think the other thing that people don't know is that you studied abroad. You studied fashion abroad,
yes.
Right? Yeah, how were those years like?
I would say a few of my most memorable years in my life. Even today, it gives me goosebumps when I think of those beautiful years of my life, when the foundation of what made me who I am. So, yes, for me, firstly, I never thought I'm going to come back to India and settle down in India. That was a very organically, organic transition that happened in my life. But all I wanted to do was, go finish my education, find a nice job, get married, settle down, and live the American dream that everybody wants to do. And so was mine. But life had other plans,
right.
And you know how destiny has its own way of shaping your life.
Right.
So I moved back for a very brief period. Little did I know that I was going to, stay back in India.
Right.
But it happened.
Right.
But I truly cherish the few years that I spent in America. They're very memorable in my life. And it is what it is that shaped me to being whom I am today.
Right. But you did a lot of odd jobs also over
yes.
there to survive, right?
Oh, yes. So
and also, you didn't have to. I feel like you could have taken the comfortable route. How come you chose that route?
So, when I went there, it was solely in the pursuit of creating an identity for myself, finding my grounding and my foothold in life. I didn't want to keep running back to my parents for everything, because firstly, they were sweet enough to let us choose our own path, which not many people do. So we were privileged like that. So I didn't want to run back and say that, I want this, I want that, or, pressure them even more than whatever they've already, given us.
Right.
So the only way to, back then, I'm talking about late 90s and early 2000, student life was a package of where you did odd jobs. It was a very normal thing.
Yeah.
So I think not just me, everybody at that time of the period who studied abroad pretty much navigated in a very similar pattern as mine.
Right. But did you at some point feel like, let me just go back? Is this even worth it?
Not at all. Not a single day. I have no regrets. Not one bit of regret to that.
Right.
Like I said, most memorable years of my life. So
Right.
today, looking back, I would go. I would do anything to go back to the student life.
I know what you mean, yeah. In fact, even I had that dream, right? You know that, like, of going there and settling and stuff. Little did I know I was going to come here, fall in love with the man, and like get married and be
Yes.
here. But it worked out for us, so we're happy.
Yes,
right?
happy,
Yeah,
happy.
yeah.
Like I say, no regrets about anything in life, Shubra. I think life is what it's meant to be. There
Right.
can't be any other way. So
Right,
you just
right.
have to do the best, make the best, and make the most of what you can at that given point of time.
So
That's all.
true, so true. And talking about making the best, you have like styled a lot of celebrities, and from that to producing award shows and films, right? What made you make that switch from the vanity van to the control room?
And like I said, everything is so organic. So when I moved back, like I actually came down for a vacation. And like I said, I never thought I'm going to move back. And when I did, and since I have a little bit of a connect in the industry, people knew that I graduated in fashion designing, and they approached me asking me if I would like to style a couple of films. And I did, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Then I started working with Vishnu. Organically, we diverted into events and event management. So that's how I had a shift of career.
Okay, wow.
And then eventually, Vishnu being the visionary that he is with the IPs.
the hustler that
Yes,
he is.
and
Yeah.
the IPs that he creates
Yeah.
with entertainment and media
Yeah.
and things like that. And he brought about SIIMA.
Welcome the South Indian International Movie Award.
ఇక మొదలెడదామా
Saima.
Organically transitioned into taking the lead in.
Okay, so did you all fall in love in the process, or did you fall in love and then work with him? What was the
No,
thing?
actually, no. My sister played Cupid, I should say,
Oh,
because
really?
my sister is very fond of Vishnu. I met Vishnu through my sister.
Okay.
So initially, it was just us working together, and then I think he expressed the interest of wanting to marry me to my sister, and then it
The rest is
organically
history.
culminated into marriage. So.
Oh, how lovely. So nice. So since you come from the film background, right, there's been so much conversation and debate about nepotism, right? Who deserves it, who doesn't, and all of that. And considering you do come from that background, what's your personal take on that?
See, I think nepotism is a very overrated narrative because, see, how much can you push somebody into the limelight? There's only so much. Yes, I definitely agree that your chance or your first shot or maybe a little bit of a privilege that maybe you want to meet somebody. Not everybody might have access to somebody, but if you know somebody in the industry, it's a little easier.
Right.
But thereafter, I think it's your own personal talent that takes on, right?
Right.
You can't, I think, over and again, you can't tap on doors just because you're somebody's something.
Right, right. So true. Yeah, makes sense. Everyone knows you're the co-founder of SIIMA, and SIIMA has lasted over a decade. And we know so many award shows have come and gone. What do you think is that element, that secret element that SIIMA possesses that has kept it so successful and thriving after so many years?
I think the authenticity that we carry with huge responsibility of maintaining our credibility. We are not just another award show in the industry where we are choosing to felicitate people or celebrate talent out of just mere attendance. We don't do that. We are here to celebrate true talent, deserving talent, and come what may, we don't compromise with, getting diluted in that aspect. So I think that credibility is what's held on to us for
That
so
is
long.
so true. I mean, I've said this 100 times how SIIMA is my favorite award function. And it's not even because of the bias with you, my love for you guys, right? I just think the way you'll do it, it's like all heart. You'll operate from here. And that just shows in everything, like your quality, how you'll have grown. It's beautiful. It's not easy to pull something like that off all the time. So
Yes.
kudos to you, Vishnu, and the team to keeping it all together. No, seriously.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it is a lot of hard work and constantly pushing ourselves. There are a lot of moments that it's very easy to be feeling like, you want to give up. But
Yeah.
not giving up is the most important thing.
That is so true. That is so true. Every time I come back from an award show, people ask me, like, how was it, right? I think you're the best person to answer that. Take me behind the scenes. What was the most chaotic 24 hours of SIIMA that you've had?
Oh my God. I can only talk about that one incident, and the one that happened in Abu Dhabi in 2017. Oh my God, that was a nightmare.
Right.
We tied up with a local partner who, like we always do, we choose a local partner who you can facilitate the back-end process for us. And we did so even in Abu Dhabi. So what happened was, of course, we kind of did our due diligence and we thought we were on the right track. It so happened these local partners, they gave up and backed out 48 hours just before the show. The entire team is there. The performers are there. The next morning onwards, the award winners and the guests, everybody are arriving. They say they did not pay for the hotels, they did not pay for the venues. Everything is stalled. And, it's too last minute for, how it is, even bank transfers.
Yeah.
Takes a bit of a time, especially when it's, international currency.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen instantly. And we just froze. We didn't know what to do. But thankfully, we always find our way through in that time of crisis. We kind of put our foot down. We thought, you know what, we have to start reacting faster than we are actually doing now. And then at that time is when all our family and friends, who are very close to us, came to our rescue. I must say, we wouldn't have been able to do it without them. We were swiping cards left, right, center. Beyond few crores.
Yeah, I can't even imagine that.
And that was a point I was like, what the hell are we doing? What are we here to do?
Yeah.
And that was a big awakening for us in terms of our approach towards choosing partners, local partners, and, people like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. 48 hours,
Yes.
you're in a foreign country. It's at least if it's here, you can do something, right?
Yeah, it was too scary, but thankfully, with God's grace, we got through it. But
Yeah.
we never want to go back to that, walk through that road again.
Yeah, I was there in Abu Dhabi. Nobody felt it. Only poor things. You all were going through all of that.
Oh my God, I was like, I was literally breaking down because it's a little overwhelming to handle also at that point.
Obviously, yeah. That's a lot of money for starters.
Yeah.
A lot of people to be answerable to,
For
right?
us, more than the money, yes, money is the major part.
Yeah.
Thankfully, like I said, we had family and friends who came to our rescue. But for us, it's about, the show, the credibility of the show. We
the
cannot have
reputation,
our guests come and not have a show happen.
No,
That's something we don't want to ever happen.
Yeah. You all did a good job.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Talking about a chaotic one, which was the most successful SIIMA?
Okay, so the most successful SIIMA, I would say, was the one that happened in Bangalore.
Yes. Yeah. And
But
why do you say that? Yeah.
And again, I should definitely say it was the most successful one. But in terms of stress, that was the most stressful one too. Because we had the maximum number of star turn-up ever that an award show could ever have. From, you name it. The who's who of the 4 South Indian industries and pan-India stars were at the show.
Yeah.
We were at a point we didn't know where to seat them.
Yeah.
We were that juncture where we were like literally like, what do we do now? Whom do we ask to get up from the first row and replace another star there? It was that. So, and stars were so sweet. They all turned up and all waiting in the caravans, and we were like, their managers start calling us. Can they come? Can they come? And we were like, no, please hang in there.
Yeah.
We have to find a spot to have them seated.
Yeah.
So at that point, I looked at Vishnu and said, seriously? I'm so happy we have so many stars.
Yeah.
But to handle so many stars at a point is not easy.
It's not easy. I remember sitting there and watching, like, it was just back to back. There was Ranveer, there was Allu Arjun, there was Kamal Hassan. Like, it was just back to back.
Darshan, who never has been to award shows in the recent times.
Yeah. Darshan sir was there. And I remember the people going like nuts over there. And I was like, wow, what did these guys just pull off, right? Like,
it was a great show. It was one of our best shows, I would say.
It was. Yeah, but like after all that stress, when you were standing alone in the ballroom and it was all done, what was that feeling like?
Yeah, it's always playing this joke, this card out. SIIMA for us, like we say, is our baby. It's like giving birth every time. You know, it's a painful process, but you see the baby and then you're so excited and happy.
I love that analogy.
It's exactly like that.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you're like, oh my God, never again. But then
Yeah.
we do it one more year and it's the same painful process. But then we enjoy the success of it after that.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, I mean, it is not easy, right? But you'll still SIIMA chooses to go global all the time. You'll have done it in places like Dubai, Doha, Malaysia, Singapore. Is there a reason why you'll do that? Like choose to go global instead of being in India?
Yeah, like, see, the name says it by itself, right? South Indian International Movie Awards. So the whole purpose of creating an IP like this was to carry South Indian cinema to the global platform, closer to the fans across the world. So the only way to do that is traveling places, but we'd like to keep it in the distance of 3.5, 4 hours of a travel time so that, you know, it's easier for the stars also to...
Right. And you'll know also, right? Like it's like a mini vacation for whoever goes there.
Yes,
We're like
yes.
everyone's like looking forward to SIIMA because it's like a big party. Like we know they're gonna host the best show, the best after parties. It's like 2 days of vacation. You'll do
Yes,
such.
we so love hosting you all. Trust
Yeah.
me, because that's what gives us our motivation that, you know, all the industry people are happy.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
looking forward to coming. It's like I always say, you know, it's like a big reunion.
Reunion, yeah. It's a paid vacation almost like that, right? Like it's lovely. It's really, really nice. There's this perception about award functions that they are transactional. Like the winners are based on either their attendance or like an influence. How is SIIMA different?
I'm so glad you brought this up. You know why? Because for us, if you see the track record that SIIMA's had, there have been times and years when stars have not turned up. But the award has been given to them.
Right.
We make sure it's sent across to their house. SIIMA is something where we choose the nominations, package them, and put it out. And after that, it's purely at the discretion of the fans. We have nothing, we have no say in that. And you know, the Critics Awards, we have a jury to actually do the due diligence and they decide. And our popular awards are purely fan-based.
Right.
We put out a poll, you know, we announce the nominations and we open up the polls. And it's done by public voting. It's the only award show that has public voting with the final verdict.
That's amazing. I asked this question also because I know how like true and authentic y'all are to the nominations and the process. So.
And you know how it is, Shubra. It's not so easy to, you know, just build credibility on a press release. It doesn't happen like that.
Doesn't,
The
yeah.
industry will also trust you and patronize you only when they know
Exactly.
that
yeah.
you're coming from a place of authenticity.
Right.
So that, to keep that real,
Yeah.
we have to do what we have to do. And I don't think we can play it any other way.
Yeah, I think that's also your secret element for lasting this
Yes,
long,
definitely,
right? Yeah. Have you ever had to let go like of a big name or like a sponsor just to like protect your credibility?
Oh yes. We have done that a few times. See, many a times we have a lot of industry biggies or, you know, the stars, their entourage come with a certain wish list. Sometimes it's not possible to entertain or make it happen, and obviously we are at a loss at some point when we don't do something that somebody wants. There is a backlash for it here and there. And like I said, holding the credibility is the utmost important thing for us that we would never want to compromise. So if it's not matching the ethos of what we want to hold on to, then we let go and we...
It is a tough call.
It is a tough call, but
Yeah.
I think, but it's also about what is important is the right thing to do, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
So-
yeah. So true. Okay, I'm going to pry a little bit with this, right? Does it hurt you sometimes when people like question your integrity because maybe they just assume that you come from privilege?
Yes, see, it's bound to happen, right? See, either they think that my background gives me the privilege of being where I am, or that I'm married to Vishnu is because of why I am doing what I am. Sometimes, you know, the best way or the best approach to it is just have a blind eye to that and navigate yourself, doing your job right. Eventually, the work will talk for it, right? Yourself, right?
Right, yeah.
So I've never invested time or energy in trying to prove myself. Because see, Vishnu knows what I bring onto the table. I know what I bring onto the table.
Exactly.
And we as a team know what we build, are here to build.
Right, yeah.
So I don't think I really have to prove myself to anybody
Exactly.
there. So.
And people have their opinions
Anyways,
Yeah.
it's a waste of time and energy to sit and try to prove a point to somebody. If people have decided to see you a certain way,
Yeah.
I don't think they can do anything else other than that.
Right. And I think over a period of time, you also develop like a thick skin, right? Like maybe,
Yes, yeah. Initially, yes.
Yeah.
I would say, you know how sensitive and
Yeah.
reactive I am. When I say reactive, I don't mean it I don't mean it from a place of impulse.
Right.
You know how my tolerance to bullshit is 0.
Yeah.
It's
I'm aware. Yeah.
absolutely no tolerance to bullshit. And of course, egos.
Right.
So my approach is you give me respect and you will get tenfolds of it.
Yeah.
But if you are going to, throw attitude at me, I'm not here to take it.
Yeah.
Because that's not my job.
Right. Yeah.
So talking about that, automatically, in the beginning, this industry is like that, right?
You're right. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure any industry has its own
yeah.
highs and lows, but more so here because one thing is that to begin with, they only see me as, my introduction is, I'm very grateful to be introduced as Vishnu's wife, but I don't want to be known only for that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because
right.
I add value myself. I know what I am capable of.
Of course. Yeah.
So that part plays good in a good way, but it also has the downside to
Obviously.
it. Yeah.
Obviously. Okay. You were talking about egos, right? Y'all handle hundreds of stars, which is hundreds of egos. What is that secret system that y'all have to keep it all together? Because I know it's not easy.
Okay, so I'll tell you our secret thing behind it is that we have a very tight designated roles. Vishnu has his, I have mine. So Vishnu, knowing the person I am, knowing my personality and my no-nonsense attitude, he's been very sweet to keep me away from that chaos. So most of the part where handling stars, the entourages and, back in their logistics and things like that is all handled by Vishnu. And I thankfully do the job I enjoy the most. That's handling the entire creative. So whatever you see on stage happening.
Yeah.
Or the post, or on television.
All the scripting and everything.
Yeah, all the
also,
scripting.
Right?
All that is my part, which I thoroughly enjoy doing. We have defined our roles very clearly.
Right, yeah.
Where, we're not uncomfortable doing what we're not comfortable doing.
Fair enough.
So I handle the creative side. And he also makes sure that I am kept away from this so I can concentrate on delivering my best at that end.
Yeah.
So it's worked out well. We've defined our roles very...
Okay, so you don't have to deal with the starry tantrums?
Not really. I mean, I'm like I said, Vishnu knows how my reaction will be. So he's very, very smartly kept me away from that.
So you're privy to it, but you're like, I'm out of it. Fair enough. But has it been a moment like backstage where you're like, you know what, I'm done with this. I want to walk away from this.
Every year I have that moment.
Every
year I tell Vishnu I think this is my last year. Because it's so much pressure. Like you've seen it up close, Shubra, how it is those last 4-5 days that SIIMA is happening, it burns us down. We get very burned out by the end of it. It's not a joke. But like I said, after we see the baby and the beautiful baby that has come out of this, we are very happy and we gather up.
Yeah, I think after the show, there's so many times that we've spoken. I'm like, how was it, Brinda? And you're like, I'm done. This is it. I'm done with it, right? And then we're back again.
Yes.
Okay, wow. Talking about films, which is a big part of your life again. I remember when Jayalalitha died, it affected you very deeply. What was it about her that hit you so hard?
So I'll tell you, because I grew up in Chennai. I was born and raised in Chennai, right? So part of my life that when she was the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, when we actually saw a woman rise, in the national parties, yes, but in the regional parties, I think she was the only one who actually stood up. Seeing, how it is in today's world, how much ever we like to say that gender equality is a thing, it is not a thing in any industry.
100%.
I'm not talking about disparity in terms of the economics of it. I'm talking about the approach. A way we approach a man and a way we approach a woman. Entirely different. And for somebody like her who was so naive and innocent, and the transition in her story, her journey, so inspiring to see her do what she did.
Right.
I remember there was this one time that when she passed away, that when her funeral was happening, I didn't think I had so much of a fondness for her till that day myself, that I just broke. I was actually crying, and I was feeling so sad, and Vishnu was like, "Oh wow, I didn't know you like her so much." I said, "I didn't know myself I like her so much, but I always had admiration for her, but I think she's somebody who's so strong. I think it'll be a great idea to, make a movie and bring out her story." And then he was like, "Okay, wow, okay." And then that's where it all
So that's when you started writing the story.
That's when we had the script written, and we had the entire thing packaged, and that's how Thalaivii happened.
Amazing. I love that. Casting Kangana Ranaut, right, was like a really bold move, because you're getting this girl from Bombay to play this iconic South legend. How was that like, and what was your creative relationship with her like?
If you see, you need a strong personality to play another strong personality.
True. Yeah.
And who better than Kangana? Tell me.
Yeah.
She has a story of her own. So
Yeah.
we were looking at a pan-India star to begin with, somebody who could carry the story through the country, we were not limiting Thalaivii only to the South. We wanted a pan-India appeal to it. And who better than someone like a Kangana?
And what was your relationship with her? Because you spent a lot of time with her,
Yes,
right?
she's a great person when it comes to her craft. She would do anything for the craft. I mean, I used to be in awe to see her transforming herself, and the kind of involvement she had in terms of whether it was the story or every little detail that went into the character. She thoroughly lived it. It was a very great experience, creative experience interacting with her, because she's somebody who thoroughly loves the craft.
Yeah.
She lives for it.
Yeah, and when I was watching her, I was like, there were moments where I was like, okay, that's Jayalalitha doing
Truly.
that scene, really.
And it was so
amazing.
beautiful to actually see the making of the film, watching every frame happen,
Right.
being made.
Yeah.
It's a very beautiful experience.
Brinda ma'am conceptualized this idea that such a film should be made. Heartfelt gratitude to her.
Good job, guys. What a film.
Yeah, thank
Casting,
you. But I just
everything.
wish we had a better timing for the release. Both our movies were pandemic movies, and that was the only sad thing about.
I know, but in spite of that, to pull off those two kind of
it
films.
was great experience.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of what we came up with.
Right, yeah. Oh, how nice. Okay. Was that like a time when you all were filming Thalaivii that you felt like your personal views, right, blurred with the story in the film?
See, I think as a woman, all of us have that undying wish that we want to win. We all want to win. We all want to make it with whatever aspirations we have.
Right.
It might be different for different people, but we all want to win, and we all have a struggle of our own.
Right.
And for me, it was very satisfying and inspiring that, we're seeing somebody's story being told who is very inspiring. And somewhere seeing her win was so satisfying, because, we all envision ourselves somewhere, right?
Yeah, we like vouch for that.
Yeah,
right?
we relate.
Yeah.
Like when we're watching a movie,
Yeah.
in some part of the story, we kind of identify ourselves or somebody we know
All the time.
or a situation that we
Yeah,
witnessed.
Yeah.
So it was a very beautiful experience that way also, because seeing her win and seeing her triumph and victory, the journey of triumph and victory was very satisfying.
So nice. Okay. Now I'm going to ask you some questions about your hustler of a husband, Vishnu. You and Vishnu are co-founders of SIIMA, right? How is that working so closely as a couple on such a high-pressure platform?
There are difficult moments, Shubra. I would be lying if I say it's all rosy and a bed of roses, and it's a very smooth cakewalk. It's not. It takes a lot of work. See, in general, keep aside being husband and wife. If two partners have to function together, we're two different individuals, right? To come onto this, and when you're two strong individuals coming together, you come with your own identity and your strong approach towards things. So initially it does there will be friction. It's bound to happen. There will be moments when you don't actually come on together with the same end product. Your vision is different. Your approach is different.
Right.
I think once you learn that, this is my weakness, this is my strength, and how do we fill in on each other, that's the best way to go forward with it. Because otherwise, it's going to be a struggle every day.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
when we're two different people to begin with, right?
Exactly. But do you feel like, because he has a very strong and strategic voice, right?
Yes.
Have you ever felt overwhelmed by it or like overshadowed by it? Or have you found your rhythm in this space?
Yes, see, I'll tell you what. I'm very happy and proud to have a mentor in Vishnu also. I do come from a background of films and whatever media, but in the real world out there, when I started actually working in the industry, it was from Vishnu, from whom I learned a lot of the part of the trade, or the how to navigate yourself through it. So in that aspect, he's been a great mentor. Now coming to whether I've felt overwhelmed or overshadowed. Yes, it's bound to happen. He's such a strong personality. Sometimes the loudest person in the room. It's very likely to happen where, his opinion or his word or his approach towards things are most likely taken more seriously than mine. Because he comes from a place of more experience. But eventually when people start seeing the value you bring onto the table, that you are good at what you're doing as well, and you also add value.
Right.
You will slowly be accepted, and
Right.
you will break that barrier of being overshadowed and things like that.
Right. Yeah. You've held yourself, like you have your own identity in this
Right.
whole thing. But also, do you feel sometimes your voice is kind of dismissed or ignored because you're like Vishnu's
Yeah, of course.
wife?
See, a lot of times, like I said, that's what people look at me and they think I'm here doing what I'm doing because of the privilege of being Vishnu's wife. But Vishnu is not a fool either to give me a part of the job which he thinks I cannot deliver, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He loves me a lot and he has the fondness for me, but he wouldn't do anything that would jeopardize the credibility of what
Right.
we're doing,
Yeah.
or,
He knows what value you bring to the table,
so
for sure.
as long as we both know what we bring
Yeah.
onto the table,
Yeah,
and we figure out a way where we balance it out,
right.
eventually I think people will also start understanding that. But I must say also that, a lot of times a lot of men don't like taking orders or suggestions or opinions from a lady boss. It's not yet a thing that people are so open to. How much ever we like to say that, we're equal and everybody's looked upon the same way. No, it's not. It's not like that. And most sadly, some women don't like taking orders also, or not just orders, opinions or suggestions or a different approach. They think, oh, I'm a senior to her. Who is she? She's just come.
Right.
She's here for maybe 10 years. I'm in the industry for 20 years.
Right. Like maybe the man would say the same thing you're saying, maybe she'll take it from him, right? Yeah. Now that's a sad part of it.
That's a very sad part,
Yeah.
but that's again
Yeah.
something that we just have to learn to
Yeah,
live
and I'm
with.
so glad we're talking about it because I feel like when women support women, it's a cliche, but when women support women,
But
the power in that is
since you
something
brought
else.
this up, I must say, men support women more than women can support women.
Yeah, sadly.
Trust me
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
say that.
Yeah, but
It's
that's
a
why I
sad
think,
truth.
Yeah, true, and that's why I'm so like fond of like the relationships I have with my girls because I feel like we're trying to change the narrative, right?
Yes.
And it's so because the strength in women supporting women,
Yeah.
is something.
I mean,
else.
for me, how I look at it is, see, I have a group of friends or colleagues or associates who are women, and if all of us can do well, it's more strength.
Exactly. Yeah.
If all of us are doing well, we're
Exactly.
adding more value to each other's lives.
Yeah.
I mean, why don't we have an approach like that rather than trying to pull each other down or, looking at each other as competition?
Right.
That's not how it's meant to be.
So true. Because I feel like there's a place for everyone.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, all of us have a USP, right?
Right. Yeah.
We all have that unique trait of ours or talent of ours that makes us
Exactly.
what we are.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't think anybody can take that away from you.
Yeah, I swear, and it's also very tough out there. Like I think,
Very,
yeah,
yeah.
like have kindness. I think it's okay. Like just because someone's
And
flourishing.
it's sad sometimes that people who want to see you fail
Yeah,
more than they want to
yeah.
see you win.
Yeah, yeah. It's changing.
It is.
Baby steps.
It's definitely changing.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, coming to say that it's not there,
Yeah.
we're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like women like us should speak more about
Yeah.
it so that the narrative changes
Yes.
for the other women who are coming into the
Yes.
scene.
True.
Yeah. Okay. Talking about couples working together, you feel like, as when you're working together, you all should set like boundaries, or you feel like there should be surrender. What's like an advice you would give to couples
Okay,
who
I'm
want
so
to build
glad you brought this up because I'll tell you what. See, I think in my take on this will be that, every relationship or every role you take holds a certain decorum. As long as you're holding on to the decorum and you're not stepping on each other's toes and you're not being condescending and you're not invalidating the other person, everything will go smooth.
True.
I'll tell you, couple working in the same profession, in the same office, is a bit of a challenge. See, in general, say you're a husband and wife working in two different places. He's had a bad day, she's had a bad day. When you come back home, you have only each of you
Yeah.
to vent to each other.
Yeah.
It happens to an extent, and probably the approach will be different in terms of coaxing each other on it. But when you're in the same office, doing the same job, and you're opinionated on the same thing with two different opinions, now that's where the clash starts, right?
Yeah.
So now your work is carried home to begin with. And secondly, it does have an impact on how you're going to approach
True.
with each other, right?
Yeah.
But that, I think that comes out of with maturity
Right.
and practice. Eventually you learn to navigate through that. Understanding the vulnerabilities and the strengths and weaknesses and what our triggers are and,
Right. Yeah. And I think that clear communication
Yes.
constantly of setting boundaries and stuff is
Totally.
so important, right?
Respect
Yeah.
is everything, Shubra. I
Right.
think if we can hold that in place,
Right.
and understand and give each other that little bit of support that when you're low I pick you, when I'm low you pick me.
Right. Right. Yeah.
If that understanding is there,
Right. Yeah.
I think as much as there's a disadvantage, it's a great advantage to working and building something together as a couple, because you're there to watch out for each other.
Exactly. You've got his back. He's
Yeah,
got your back.
so that way you're sorted also.
Yeah. But there's a price to pay also.
Yeah, it's
sometimes.
in the best in both of you are working for the best interest of the same thing, right?
Right. Right. Yeah.
There are no hidden agendas.
Right. Yeah.
So your focus is all in one point.
Right. Okay. So you do recommend that to couples?
Ideally, no. But if you have to, then you really have to have like a very good manual.
Yeah, and a system to this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
How do we
think then
work through this madness?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And have the work-life balance. That's
Yeah.
the most important thing again.
Exactly.
Because you're always, when you're working together, it looks like you're spending time together all the time.
Yeah.
But that's not the case.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
True.
working together all the
Yeah.
time. You also happen to be together in the same house.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
But now how you start, prioritizing your time and the work-life balance,
Right.
I think that's all in us, how we want to
Makes sense.
create for ourselves, right?
I keep talking about how our industry is so transient, right? Like sometimes people are applauding you when you're there, and then when you fall, nobody really cares and stuff. So that's the same thing with like actors. Have you been in a place where, you feel like you were a part of an actor's life or journey in the beginning and you've supported them?
Oh, yes.
And yeah, there's been a
I have many
change.
stories like that.
Okay.
See, I don't want to, obviously.
Obviously.
Not going to name people, but there was this one incident where an actress very badly, she was a newbie, she's yet to enter the industry, and she so badly wanted to perform in SIIMA, and the mom was after us, and she said, I'll do anything, please have my daughter perform. And by then, that year, we'd actually closed down performances also, and where we didn't have any more room for, pushing it in. But then, we are always known for encouraging young talent, and we always opened doors for people who needed that push. And I would proudly say that SIIMA's played a major role in that aspect of people's career. So that being said, we finally, Vishnu and I sat, we thought, okay, let's see how we can squeeze in. And we actually did and gave her a prime spot. And to see 1 year down the line, she was in one of the top, she was acting with the top actors, and her career boomed. So the next time we actually approached her, the attitude of, I mean, to be fair, not her, but the attitude of her mom or, the team or whatever, totally changed, 360-degree swap. Very starry and, and it was a little alarming, but it's okay. I mean,
it's hurtful, but it's...
And there are people, who are behave very humble and very, very respectful till they make it. They want to be seen in SIIMA. They want to be invited to SIIMA.
Yeah.
All that happens, they're very nice. And when the other side of the road, they get to the other side of the road, they start throwing starry tantrums and act pricey and things like that. That's also happened. There are people who are nice to us during SIIMA every year, who remember us during a SIIMA, and then after SIIMA is over, till the next SIIMA we've forgotten. We don't even exist. There's scenarios like that also. So we have all different kinds of scenarios that we witnessed.
Yeah, but you're also so smart. You can see through this bullshit after so many years.
That's the funny thing. People think that we are dumb. That's what people think, I think. Because, I mean, who can be so blind-eyed that you... Obviously, we've also been here for a while. We've also had a long journey.
Yeah.
We're not so naive that we can't see through such things.
Exactly. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Talking about actors and actresses, who's your all-time favorite actress and what about her connects with you?
Okay, that's a tough question because I have so many. But actors, one actress who I had the privilege of interacting very closely, and sadly, she's no more. Sridevi ji, what a beauty and what talent! Gone too soon, too young. I always used to be in awe just looking at her. Every girl's dream to either dress like her or wear stuff like her, or act like her, dance like her. I mean, a girl's life would be incomplete without Sridevi ji in their life.
100%.
According to me,
at
least from my generation.
Yeah.
And actors is so many. I think because I grew up in Chennai, the admiration and the frenzy that we used to witness during our growing years for Rajnikant sir. I mean, what a man. And again, what a story to celebrate. And Kamal Hassan sir, and there's so many, Amitabh sir, Shah Rukh. As one actor, I keep telling Vishnu, you know me, right?
Yeah.
I've never been like really
awestruck
or starstruck. But there's one actor I really want to meet, is Shah Rukh Khan. Because he's so charismatic and there's something about him.
True. Yeah.
And if you say in this generation, there's so many pool of talent. Dhanush, Allu Arjun.
Amazing.
What body of work and what trajectory, and it's brilliant.
Yeah. I had an experience with Shah Rukh Khan. I was always an Amir Khan girl, and then I met him once and I spent like a Christmas and I spent 2 hours talking to him. Besotted.
That's a dream come true.
Yeah, besotted, and I was like, I'm in love with Shah Rukh Khan. I see the craze and everything.
I don't know what it is about him. I mean, he's on screen and he just takes you.
Yeah.
He sweeps you.
Yeah, and he has this charm. He just makes everyone feel so good about themselves, right? That is like a skill. Yeah.
It is.
Okay, lovely. Okay. This is like one of my favorite questions, and I want to ask you this. What if a 20-year-old Brinda is watching this episode right now, right? What would she say to the woman she's become today?
She'd be very proud of me.
Yeah.
Because to begin with, I'll tell you, as much as we are born with some privileges and we come from a privileged background, life is not easy, no matter what, for anybody. And it's no exception to anybody. Everybody has a journey. Everybody has their struggles. But end of the day, it's about how gratifying it ends up being. And I'm very happy for where I am. It's been a very gratifying journey. Yes, I've had my highs, lows, ups, downs. I'm still navigating through it. I have a long way to go. I'm not there yet. I have many milestones to reach yet. I have a lot of dreams and aspirations that I'm still working towards.
Right.
But I would definitely say she would be happy and very proud to see the lady I've turned out to be.
Nice. So you've done fashion, films, award shows. What's next for Brinda Prasad?
I have something cooking in the background, but I don't know if it's still the right time or place. But
okay. But give us a little clue. Like, is it in the films or is
I
it...
would say it would be on the side of beauty and wellness.
Amazing.
So that's something I'm actually working behind.
Yeah.
Back doors.
And I think you'll be someone so good to endorse that. I mean, beauty, wellness. I think you're such a balanced person, and your approach to like wellness and beauty has been something that's so sustainable. I've watched that.
Thank you so much.
Whatever you're going to do, it's going to be amazing.
You'll be the first one to know about it anyway.
Of
so.
course. Of course, of course. What's the kind of legacy you want to leave behind, Brinda?
The legacy I want to leave is that I might not have touched people's lives in ways of where I might not have driven people to, get to where they are, but at least I want to leave them feeling good,
And you have left me feeling great. It's been just one of the most beautiful relationships I've had with you.
Mine
I cherish
too.
this.
Mine
I
too.
really nourish this.
Yes.
And also it feels like a full circle moment for me. I'll tell you why.
Actually.
I came to SIIMA, I remember, as a model. Okay, I walked as a ramp model. Then I went and attended it. Then I performed. And then after that, I hosted.
The funny thing is, we never hit it off during SIIMA.
Yeah. It was.
In fact, we never even, I don't think we hardly interacted.
No. But you all have played such a big role. And now to have you on my podcast like this is just so many things beautiful. Like,
for me too. It's very memorable because, and it's a very emotional moment for me also because it's having a candid conversation and such an insightful conversation with somebody whom you love so and who means so dearly to you.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have a conversation with somebody, but it can be a very superficial one.
Exactly. Yeah.
But this truly comes from the heart and is understood by somebody who's seen your journey.
Yeah.
And that's very special for me.
Yeah, I started by getting so emotional, So thank you. No, thank you for your time. Thank you for being who you are.
Thank you so much for choosing me and having me here.
And I'm so proud of the work that you all are doing. It's amazing. You're like an inspiration. Your
Thank
story, what
you.
you all have built, it inspires people like us to be like, hey, you know what? We can do it too. So please continue doing that.
Thank you so much, Shubra.
And I'm really looking forward to everything that's ahead of you.
Thank you so much.
I love you.
Love you.
Also, Brinda, I'm so excited. This is her first podcast. We're so excited as a team to have you.
Yeah, and I am also so excited that my first was with you.
Yes.
I mean, what better way to start it off?
One for the books. Yeah. Yay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yay.